Hello and welcome to my channel. Hi, I'm Wendy J. Haney. Today I am finally getting around to doing a block that somebody asked for a long time ago, and it's been on my whiteboard to do. Sorry, just haven't gotten there. It's called the Courthouse Steps. I'm sure if you've been quilting any time at all, you have heard about this one. It's very similar in some fashions about how it is worked to the log cabin, but yeah, here it is. This is a 14.5-inch unfinished block, and I'm using 2.5-inch strips. With that said, generally you'll see this done smaller, where you have a larger block in the middle like a 2.5, and then your strips are 1.5-inch cut, so 1-inch finish, so it would be much smaller. I don't do 1.5-inch strips. Also, if you're like me, you want something fast, and this means if you do it this way with these sizes, a 2.5-inch jelly roll is fabulous. I also went a more traditional route and did a center color and then lights and darks. It gives it kind of the spool layout as it is referred to. With that said, I've seen this done scrappy, so do whatever you want and then lay it out. There's a link below to a template that gives you a coloring template and layout, and I put in some different numbers of what size blocks depending on if you go with what I'm doing, 2.5-inch strips versus 1.5-inch strips. The other thing is the Courthouse is traditionally 4 levels. So 1, 2, well, okay, 3, 4. 4 rounds of fabric, if you will. You want to do more? Do more. Just keep adding strips. Because as you see me doing this, you will understand that you just keep rinsing and repeating. Okay, what do we need? As I said, I'm doing 2.5-inch strips. So all of these are 2.5-inch wide. For the center, we need a turquoise. I've got turquoise. You need a specific color, a different color. Then of our lights, we need 2.5-inch squares. Then, and I'm going to just show you for your lights, you need a 6.5-inch strip, 2 of them, and 2 10.5-inch strips. For your darks, you need 2 6.5-inch strips, 2 10.5-inch strips, and finally 2 14.5-inch strips. Okay, that is all we need to get this block done. Let's get started. After a while, you're going to go, Wendy, I don't need you to keep showing me what to do because it's the same thing over and over. But hey, this goes together fast. What we're going to do, right sides together. And yes, I'm using my batiks because I have these, and I want these colors to coordinate with all the other blocks I've been working. So I apologize. If you don't like my choices of purple, orange, and teal, sorry, you're going to get tired of me because I keep using them so I can put them all into one quilt at some point in time. Okay, so we're putting right sides together. And then I'm going to just take both of these to the sewing machine at the same time. So I put the other light on the other side of my center block. And do this. Stitch a 1/4 inch. So when you go to the sewing machine, make sure you're careful and you keep this other fabric here out of your way so you don't accidentally stitch that, because you'd be very, very unhappy. All right, let's go do it and let's get started. And just like that, we're on a roll. Key thing is use the template to make sure that you're putting your colors the way you need them to. So I'm going to keep this oriented where my light colors are going to go from the middle out and my dark colors, okay, that was going to be a bad example, from the middle top to bottom, and the darks are going to go inside to outside. So keep yours oriented to make sure that as you layer on the fabrics, you're putting the right color in the right spot. Otherwise, you'll be very unhappy. Okay, we got our 2 lights. And now, and I just about grabbed the wrong colors. Now we're going to put our 2 darks on. And that's the other thing. You're going to essentially rotate what colors. I used my 2 lights. Now I'm going to use 2 darks. Then you're going to use 2 lights. All right. Now, in this case, I press towards the inside. The cool thing about this block, you are not going to be matching any seams. Yay! The important thing, though, is to make sure your cutting is accurate. So with jelly rolls, I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes they are not the most accurate, but just be aware, making sure your strips as you cut them are the right length and your 1/4 inch seam is accurate. That way, as you put these together, so we're going to do right sides together. We're going to put this over here, 1/4 inch, this one here, 1/4 inch, right sides together. As long as this, which I have no seams, is cut an accurate 6.5, this should fit on here. Yep. And sometimes, none of us are perfect. So sometimes I need to go, oh, in order to keep this all square, I may need to go, okay, let's ease this in a little. Or if you took a little bit too big of a 1/4 inch seam, you might need to just tug it out a little bit to keep your everything square. Okay? So we're going to pin this. And the nice thing about this is I do this in a way I can go to the sewing machine. We're going to take that. And then I'm going to do this one. And go to the sewing machine. That way it's 1 trip per circle, per edge that I'm doing. Okay? There we have our next round. The other thing is I mentioned pressing. I'm pressing outward on each of these, so I'm pressing, in this case, I'm pressing away from where I have other seams. Going forward, it really isn't going to matter, but press towards whatever makes sense for you and the colors of your fabric. The other thing is making sure as you press that you don't end up with like a lip on your seam. Make sure that is nice and pressed out. That will help keep your square as you go. Okay, we did dark, so guess what? Now we do light. I have 2 6.5 inch of my light color, and we're going to put those top and bottom. There we for, you know, you're going to keep it next to your other light because we're going to build that outwards. Okay, I know you know what to do. Match those up, right sides together, and stitch 1/4 inch on both of those. There we go, another round. You might have caught it or not when I was attaching these. It looked like my sides didn't quite match. It's like, okay, did I cut these strips a little too long? Or are my seams not quite accurate and this piece was a little too wide? So what I did was, turn it back into this, is at first I measured my strips and went, yep, they were 6.5 inch wide. Then I came and said, okay, let's measure this. This block should have been 6.5 inches. So here's my 6.5 inch ruler. And it was just a very, very, very tad bigger. So I made sure my 2 inch and my 4.5 inch lines lined up with the seam of my middle row, and then made sure it was square, and I trimmed up just a very, very little off each side. that told me either my purple strips were just a little wider than 2.5 inches when I cut them, or my seam is just a tad too scant of a 1/4 inch. So if you start running into those problems at each point, do a level check and see and do your measurements. Here's the other thing. I have found the best thing you can do is stick with one brand of ruler and use it. Let's face it, accuracy, I've heard some rulers are not even close, but as long as you use the same ruler brand, so they're calibrated all the same, you will have consistency. And therefore, well, it's good. I happen to use an OmniGrid. All of my rulers over here are OmniGrid rulers because that way I know when I square up with this ruler or cut my strips with another ruler, they're going to be accurate based on OmniGrid's version of what 2.5 inches is. I ran into a problem at a quilt retreat where I cut some at home and then got to the quilt retreat and started cutting and doing other things, and I was so frustrated because things weren't matching up. I do believe that was the problem. Okay, there we go. Little education there. I press these. Oops. Yep, make sure I don't have a lip there. Okay, we did light. Now it's time for dark. Now it is our 10.5 inch dark strips. You got it. On this side, 1/4 inch, and on this side, 1/4 inch. There we go. I have a tendency to like to have my seams up, so I'm going to do it like this. And if I feel they're, yep, look at there. Mine is slightly off. Okay, let's do this. Let's see, this ruler. Okay, according to my OmniGrid, I have cut that a 10.5. And that's a good 10.5. Okay, so what the heck? This is not 10.5. So that should be 2. This should be 8.5. So if I do that, yeah. So this is not the best ruler to do this with. Yeah, it looks like I'm just a very tad. So I'm going to get a bigger ruler that I can actually do this with. So once again, I'm going to make sure my 8.5 is here. My 2 inch is, I take that back. I'm putting it on my seam. My 2 1/4 on the seam and 8 1/4 on my seam. Six and a half. Yep, this one is just a tad too long. Not very much. And it's really, I must have gotten something a little askewed because it's really only up here on this one side. So I'm going to trim that. Okay? Otherwise, if you don't do that, don't worry about it. You just kind of ease your things in. As long as you're consistent with the cutting of these, you just put one end of your block on that end and another on this end, making sure you kind of square it in there. And then ease it in, pin it in the center, kind of ease it in, pin it in the center, and then ease it in. Okay, so just gently get it in, and you might need more pins, but you'll be fine. But that way you're continually using your strips, which should be accurate cut, to continue to build on. Okay, let's go do that round. Okay, have our 10.5-inch darks on. This should now be a 10.5-inch square. So if you want to double check your measurements, go ahead and do that. We just did dark, so that means we're going to add our light. And they are, of course, 10.5-inch. Right sides together, 1/4 inch. Right sides together and 1/4 inch. And I did my measurement ahead of time, and I'm pretty dang good with my accuracy now. There we go. 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch. Okay, another round done. I think I mentioned earlier about pressing and kind of do what worked for you with your fabric colors, but actually you should just always press outside, press to the longer strips. Therefore, you're not pressing into other seams, and it will be just fine. That will give you the least amount of bulk where your seams are. Okay, so just keep here. I pressed outside, and then everything else out. Okay, this is now 10.5 by 14.5 if you're double checking your measurements and trimming up. So we just finished with a light color. Well, you got it. That means we use our last 2 strips to make this a 14.5-inch finished block. You got it. Right sides together. Right sides together. A 1/4 inch seam. Take it to the ironing board and get it pressed up, and you will have a finished 14.5-inch block. So given that size, this will go together very fast. And yeah, it's actually a lot of fun. You think, oh, well, that's pretty basic, but check out the template below that you can download, because I've also put some things in there of the different ways you can lay this out that gives you a different look. And also, you flip your colors around and do different things. Go completely scrappy, you're going to change the look of the quilt completely. So there you have it. I finally got the Courthouse Steps quilt block tutorial done. Thank you, take care, and thank you so much for watching.